Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the class of 12th English Medium. The subject is statistics. Today, we are starting with one of the most awaited chapters of the 12th, that is part 2, chapter 1, probability. One of the most interesting, most useful, and maybe most feared by some of the students, that is probability, brought to you by trying my best to make it as simple as possible by Vitan sir. Now, any event which happens in our lives usually falls under one of the three types. Okay, I mean literally any event which happens, and when we want to know the certainty of whether it will happen or not, they always and always falls under these three types. The first type is that the certain event. Now, certain events are events which always happen. Okay, for example, if I want to take rising of sun in the east, okay, sun always rise in the east. Okay, as far as we are talking about earth, sun always rise in the east. Then there are certain planets where it rises in the west, none of my problem, of course. So it is a certain event, it will happen. It's a universal truth, it will always happen. Second is day coming after night. Of course, no night comes after night, always a day comes after night. So that is a certain event, an event which will always happen. Okay, so in our lives there are certain events which will happen, just like a cycle of life and death. It's a certain event. Then comes impossible event. Sometimes we say, oh my god, that's impossible. Yes, impossible events are an event which can never happen, and mark my words, literally they can never happen. For example, rising of sun in west. Now as far as earth is concerned, and in case earth starts moving around in the opposite direction, then only sun will rise in the west. But right now sun is going to rise in the east, day after day, week after week, month after month, years after years, and centuries and millenniums after millennium, sun will keep on rising in the east. So the saying that tomorrow sun will rise in the west is an impossible event. Second example, if you want to know, is a bit statistical. Getting two odd numbers in a series of natural numbers. You know the series of natural numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to infinity. You can never get two odd numbers together. 2 comes only after 1, and after 2 comes 3. 1 cannot come before 3 directly, and we cannot omit 2 in a series of natural numbers. Okay, so getting two odd numbers or even getting two even numbers in a series of a natural number is an impossible event. Okay, so that's the second type. Either it's a certain event or it's an impossible event. And moving on to the most important event for which we are going to study this chapter, that's uncertain event. Now maximum, I mean 99.9% events of our lives fall under this single category, that is uncertain event. Uncertain event is an event which may or may not happen. Tomorrow we may live to see the day or not. Okay, that's a bit serious. Tomorrow we may wake up at 8 a.m. or not, depending on the situation. Okay, the example I have given is topping the class. Okay, the next examination for students, topping the class is something every parent wants, but not everyone can top the class. Only one person can do that. So naturally it's an uncertain event. You may study a lot harder than you have already have, but then there is someone else who studied even harder than you and topped the class. So it's an uncertain event. Then winning the lottery. Okay, lottery is not something a lot famous, but lottery is one of the best examples of uncertain event, because winning a lottery is a lot uncertain. So that uncertain event we don't know whether it will happen or not, but it is human, you know, curiosity to always know the unknown and to know the happening or not happening of these uncertain events. We have developed probability. The numerical value of the chance of happening or not happening of these uncertain events is depicted by probability. So probability is actually the numerical value of the chance of happening or not happening of uncertain events. So we find the numerical value of these uncertain events, and that way we can estimate the future, whether something will happen, whether something has a high chance of happening, whether something has a low chance of happening or not. And because it's a human nature, we quantify these chances, these uncertain events, and we call it probability. Probability is something which you have already studied a little bit in 10th. Right now you are in the 12th standard. If you are watching this tutorial, you are in the 12th standard commerce stream, and you have already passed through the 10th, luckily. So in 10th standard there was a chapter of probability there, and you have studied it whether you remember it or not. But let us just recall it a little bit, so to how it was found in the 10th, and so that we can relate it with the 12th, because probability is going to be the same no matter which standard, which year, which college, which degree, or which concept. Probability is probability. Suppose um, there are 3 blue boxes, 2 red boxes, and 5 yellow boxes in a room. If I select one box, then what is the chance of it being red? Now this is the kind of question you will find in any probability kind of a sum. So out of these number of boxes with different colors, I am going to select a one box, and naturally not all of them are red, so I don't have a certain chance of always getting a red box, because I may get a blue, I may get a yellow. Technically, if I see the number of boxes, I feel like red box has the lowest chance of getting the selection, but still I want to quantify my chance of getting a red box. How will I do it? First, the total number of boxes in the room are 10, because we can naturally make a total that 3 red, 3 blue plus 2 red plus 5 yellow makes it a 10 total boxes. Now the number of red boxes which I want are only 2. That means I have 2 out of 10 chances. Okay, there are 10 boxes and 2 is something which I need. I am only going to select one box, but there are 2 boxes which I may get. So either of the red box will satisfy my curiosity, satisfy my need. So I have 2 out of 10 chances of getting a red box. But to put it in a formula, probability of red box is red box divided by total number of boxes. 2 out of 10, getting it? That is 2 upon 10, that is 0.2. So my chance of getting a red box is 0.2. So the probability of getting a red box is 0.2, or 2 by 10, or 2 out of 10. Getting the point here? Okay. So the total boxes are called total outcomes, and it is depicted by small n. The red boxes which we wanted are called the favorable outcomes, because we wanted them, and they are depicted by small m. And the ratio, okay, we got the ratio between m and n is called probability, and it is depicted by small p. So the formula for calculating probability is p is equal to m upon n, that is favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. In our case, red boxes divided by total number of boxes. Now this is something which you studied in 10th. Okay, you already have studied this. In 12th, we will study same concept with systematic method using terms, for example, random experiment and sample space, and of course there will be so many other terms which you will be studying. Similarly, we will also study how to calculate complex probabilities. You know, what we just did was actually very easy, using many formulas and theorems. This chapter will deepen your knowledge about probability in practical lives. So with this, I end this introduction to probability. I hope you have recalled what was probability and you have clarified that actually what we are trying to do by actually calculating probability, that is, we are trying to quantify or express in numerical values the uncertainties in our lives using the probability concept. In the next tutorial, I will start with the definitions and explanations of the random experiment and sample space, and then the actual types of events, the statistical types of events in detail. So, my dear students, stay tuned for the next tutorial of this chapter. I hope you like this one and you will keep on liking my tutorials from now on. Thank you very much. Stay tuned, stay home and stay safe.